Number 7, Jason Kelce. Kelce said recently in reflection of that time of his life, quote, "I didn't want to play at a smaller school. I wanted to try to play Division I football. I said, I think I'm good enough to bleep and do that. I'm going to go do that," end quote. Jason Kelce was a classic tweener body coming out of high school, meaning despite being athletic, coaches did not think he was quite big enough to play offensive line. This prevented scholarship offers from coming in. Ultimately, Cincinnati gave Kelce a chance to walk on, but as a linebacker. That was not a fit for him either, and after failing at linebacker and also failing at fullback, Cincinnati strength coach Paul Longo suggested to Kelce that he try the offensive line. Kelce was skeptical at first, but went ahead and made the move. And this move is what completely changed his career from college walk-on to future NFL star. Kelce became a standout left guard and center at the University of Cincinnati and was selected in the 6th round of the 2011 NFL Draft by Andy Reid and the Philadelphia Eagles. Kelce went on to start 193 games for the Eagles. He was named first-team All-Pro 6 times. He made 7 Pro Bowls and was a Super Bowl champion. Number 6, Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen has played 12 years in the NFL, but things have not always been easy for him. Despite being an all-state selection his senior year in high school, high major colleges showed no interest whatsoever in Thielen. To continue his football career past high school, Adam Thielen had to go all the way down to Division II level and pay his own way to attend Minnesota State in Mankato, Minnesota. Thielen overcame the adversity and built himself into a team leader, and during his senior year in college, he led the Minnesota State receiving corps with 74 receptions for a total of 1,176 yards and 8 touchdowns. He was named to the South Division All-NSIC first team, but still, nobody seemed to really notice. He did not receive an invite to the NFL Combine, and instead, he had to pay his own money to attend a small regional combine. And still, Thielen was not drafted in the 2013 draft. It wasn't until after the draft, when he attended a small rookie tryout for the Minnesota Vikings, that he impressed enough to sign a UDFA contract. Ultimately, he gained success, and in the 2014 season, he officially made the Vikings active roster. And from there, the rest is history. Thielen has over 8,000 yards and 64 career touchdowns and has been to 2 Pro Bowls. Number 5, Jordy Nelson. Despite being a multi-sport athlete from a small town in Kansas, Nelson did not receive any serious interest from colleges. He was forced to walk on at Kansas State, but he had the chance to play for head coach Bill Snyder, who had a knack for turning walk-ons into productive players. Nelson began as a defensive back, but coaches became intrigued by his speed, and they decided during his sophomore year at K-State to move him to wide receiver. Nelson gradually climbed the depth chart, and by his senior year, he exploded for 122 catches, 1,606 yards, and 11 touchdowns, earning All-American honors. That breakout season, in combination with his speed, caused the Green Bay Packers to draft Nelson in the 2nd round of the 2008 NFL Draft. Over the course of his NFL career, Nelson accumulated over 8,500 receiving yards, 72 touchdowns, and became one of Aaron Rodgers' most trusted targets, and helped the Packers win Super Bowl 45. Number 4, Klay Matthews. Despite his father and uncle both having long NFL careers, Klay Matthews was not a high school star. He barely played in high school and did not start a single game until his senior year. Because of that, he received 0 scholarship offers. Matthews instead enrolled at USC as a regular student. He didn't even make the football team at first. It took persistence and a push from his dad, who reached out to the USC staff and head coach Pete Carroll for Matthews to get a chance to walk on. Even then, he spent years buried on the depth chart. He didn't start a game until his senior season, but during those years behind the scenes, Matthews transformed his body, and by the time he finally cracked the lineup, Matthews had developed into one of the most explosive edge rushers in the country. His explosion caught the attention of NFL scouts, and the Green Bay Packers selected him in the 1st round of the 2009 NFL Draft. Matthews made an immediate impact. He was named first-team All-Pro in 2010, earned 6 Pro Bowl selections in his career, and helped the Packers, along with former walk-on Jordy Nelson, to a Super Bowl 45 victory. He finished his NFL career with 92.5 total sacks. Number 3, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield was ultra-productive in high school, but he never landed a scholarship offer from a major university, and that was his dream. Mayfield said, quote, "I easily could have gone to to a place like Florida Atlantic, but my dad pushed me to realize that my dream was to play somewhere big. So instead, Mayfield walked on at Texas Tech for head coach Cliff Kingsbury, but he immediately rose to the top and he became the first true freshman walk-on ever to start a season opener at the quarterback position for a Power 5 school. But here is where things get kind of crazy for Baker. You see, Texas Tech had another recruit coming in behind him, a quarterback named Patrick Mahomes. Ultimately, Baker Mayfield transferred after his freshman year due to what he calls, quote, miscommunication between he and the Texas Tech coaches. But Mayfield wanted that big shot that he had dreamed of, so he walked on a second time, this time at Oklahoma for coach Bob Stoops. Mayfield turned into a college superstar for OU and won the 2017 Heisman Trophy. He was then selected first overall in the 2018 NFL Draft by the Cleveland Browns, and despite a bumpy start to his career which saw him play for Cleveland, Carolina, and the LA Rams, Baker finally settled in and has found a home in Tampa Bay and has been named to back-to-back Pro Bowls. Number 2, Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown didn't have the cleanest path to the NFL. Coming out of high school, Brown was a standout quarterback, but an off-the-field incident caused him to lose his scholarship offer to Florida International. Brown was eventually given a second chance, but at a mid-major Central Michigan, and the coaches told him they would only take him as a wide receiver, not as a quarterback. But this proved to be a great turning point for Antonio Brown. His athleticism and quickness were so elite he immediately produced. He led the entire MAC conference in receptions as a true freshman. Brown played 3 seasons at Central Michigan and totaled 3,200 career yards, but even then the NFL was skeptical. Some thought he was too small. He was ranked as the 37th best wide receiver prospect going into the draft. The Pittsburgh Steelers and coach Mike Tomlin drafted Brown in the 6th round, and Brown contributed as a kick returner from day one, but he eventually grew into the best wide receiver in the NFL during his prime. He played 12 seasons, had over 12,000 yards and 83 touchdowns, and was a 4-time first-team All-Pro and won Super Bowl 55. Number 1, J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt's journey to NFL superstar didn't begin with a scholarship to a powerhouse school. Coming out of high school in Wisconsin, Watt was lightly recruited and ended up signing with Central Michigan, but not as a defensive end. He signed as a tight end, and he was teammates in 2007 with Antonio Brown at Central Michigan. But ultimately, this was not J.J. Watt's dream. After 1 season and just 8 receptions as a tight end, he made the risky decision to transfer to the University of Wisconsin and walk on. In 2018, J.J. Watt tweeted about this time of his life, posting, quote, I had just transferred from CMU, was living with my parents, attending a local college and delivering pizzas to make money while working out and preparing to walk on at Wisconsin. I learned the path to success is never as straightforward as you expect it to be. Just keep working. Watt quickly emerged as a dominant defensive force for Wisconsin. His size and athleticism was rare, and by his second year at Wisconsin, he was named first team all-conference and had totaled 11.5 sacks and 36.5 tackles for loss. His size and athleticism in combination with his success behind the line of scrimmage ultimately got him selected 11th overall in the 2011 NFL Draft by the Houston Texans. Watt quickly rose to dominance in the NFL, and in his second year he was named Defensive Player of the Year. His career achievements are staggering. He is a 3-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year. He is the 2017 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year. He's a 5-time first-team All-Pro, a 2-time second-team All-Pro, a 2-time NFL sacks leader, and was named to the NFL 2010s All-Decade team.